Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working a bit on our economy here, but our economy is definitely improving. Except in Hokkaido, where we just don't have enough people. We need a lot more people in Hokkaido, no doubt about that. For now though, I definitely want to keep bringing up our relations with Great Britain. That's going to be important because I was just taking a look at this diplomacy here and noting that we're actually pretty close to being able to get a defensive pact with Britain. That's kind of a big deal. We'll see if we can get that. That would be a very good way to prevent ourselves from getting attacked. And we know that particularly Russia here is interested in attacking us, right? I don't know that anyone else really is. Pretty much just Russia. But Russia wants to attack us. Very much. So we're not going to let them do that ideally for right now. We need to continue to let our relations with Britain work up. But, of course, for now, we're also working on all of this, right? We're going to have nitroglycerin very soon, and that's going to help our throughput in our mines, but it's not going to help our mortality rates. And to be honest, our projected pop growth is not great. We'd like to do something about that. That would be ideal. For now, there's not a lot we can do about it. Our laws basically are what they are. Not much to be done here. Not much to be done at all. So, Britain, how close are you here? 47 reasons? Okay, so this got a little bit worse. But for now, it's maybe okay. We might be able to get there. What about France? Hypothetically. 86? Okay. Can we do anything with Russia? Out of curiosity. Of course, they're not going to give us a defensive pact. They're 116 reasons away without being domineering. Okay. Noted. That's fine for now. We need to finish up these chemical plants here, and currently, what are our chemical plants on? They are on prioritizing fertilizer production. Okay, I want to get at least some explosives being produced here. So we'll do that for now. There's not much in terms of demand for explosives yet, but there will be. So that'll be fine. No issues there. Are we running any... Ah, there's nitroglycerin. Perfect. So we're going to get ourselves nitroglycerin in all of our mines, and obviously this is going to create a pretty big demand immediately for explosives. That also means that we can go down to the ammonia soda process, which we will definitely do. Wood is currently considered expensive. I wouldn't mind getting at least a couple of logging camps, and I think Kansai is the place to do that. So we'll get those queued up for right now. And yes, we have an explosives input goods shortage. That is not shocking at all. We fully expect that. We're going to be working on bringing that up. We've got a couple more chemical plants being built right now. So by order of about 250... Gotcha. So these produce, in theory, at their base level, they produce 40 per level. So we're going to have 80 here in theory, plus another 80, so 160. That should be enough to not at least be maxing the price of explosives. So that should be fine. We should be able to get rid of our input goods shortage with just these two chemical plants, I think. That's the hope, anyway. So, Britain, I really do want to get that defensive pact. So it's at minus 42 right now, and that is rough. I think we're going to have to wait until opinion comes up a little further. We'll keep an eye on it. We would very much like to get on Britain's good side. That would be good right now. Obviously, we're not going to get on Russia's good side anytime soon, unless we became their protectorate. That's theoretically a possibility. We have a new shogun. Okay. And we're actually making some money as well. Let's pay down our debt for the time being. I'm not going to invest in additional construction just yet. How are we doing on that wood? Okay, we've still got an explosive shortage as well. Okay. We're still working on ramping those up, although Hokkaido is going to be ramping for a while. We may actually want to get 2 more chemical plants going, and this would end up being in, I think Chubu is where I would build that. We also need a railway in Kansai, so let's get that underway, and we've got these government administrations coming in for now. I do really want to solve our existential problem. And what I mean by that is we just simply have an existential problem. We don't have anybody who will protect us, and if one of the big boys attacks us, we've got big problems. So I would love to solve that. Currently, I'm not sure that we have a good avenue to do it. Not with Britain and France fighting, anyway. That's what's happening, right? Britain is fighting a proletarian revolt. Okay, this is not actually Britain and France, but they embargoed each other. Okay, that makes sense. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to have these government administrations finishing here. We have a number of those left to do, and we'll probably need a few more after we get these done. But we're definitely seeing large amounts of growth in our income, and that's very good. We're not seeing an input goods shortage for explosives. I'm still going to finish up these 2 chemical plants. It'll be fine. We will need them eventually. So that seems okay. But looking at the bigger picture here, right? We have a problem. And that problem is Russia. Russia's still domineering towards us. They view us as a natural subject. They want to make a subject of us, but they do have cordial relations. The real question is, are we going to be able to do anything about it? Now, we're going to max our relations with Britain very soon. As long as they're still happy with us, we don't necessarily need to maintain our amicable relations here. That said, ooh, now that this is maxed, because they're amicable and only just amicable, 17 reasons. Remember, if we give them an obligation, that's worth 10 reasons. So we only need 7 reasons here. So a lot of it is to do with our military strength. Let's bump our military wages up to max for now. We might cut that later. I also want to move us to line infantry, and this I actually want to probably keep on line infantry for now. That would be ideal to keep that there. We can bump down our maintenance if need be. I expect us to go negative here, and that is indeed the case. We're running a small arms input goods shortage. That's fine. How much of an input goods shortage is this? 98.7 currently. Okay, so each of these produces 25. So we basically need 4 of these, right? So we can build those in Chubu. In Hokkaido is useless. We just don't have the people there. So that's fine. The main problem here, of course, is I want these arms industries to be ever so slightly delayed. Yeah, I know we're running an input goods shortage of them, but I want to be working on some government administrations at the same time. We just don't have enough construction at this moment, so we would need to be somewhere like here and then move this guy on down to be about here. Something like this. We are working on some arms industries here, but I don't want to be working on all of them simultaneously. Now, with those changes, look at that. Britain would give us a defensive pact. Boom. Now, they're probably going to call us into stuff. That's okay. I'm not too concerned about it. More gold has been discovered in Hokkaido. If only we had people to extract it. That would be nice. So Britain is going to accept a defensive pact here. The question is, how long will they maintain this defensive pact for? But it will buy us time against the likes of Russia. So when you look at Russia, you're just like, they've got 2340 in terms of their power projection. We've got 354, right? They're a lot stronger than us. Britain's got 2124. They're not quite as strong as Russia, but they would give Russia something to think about. This wouldn't be an easy war for Russia, especially if Britain engaged them over here. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But I feel like that will solve our current existentialism problem. Now, we do definitely have a deficit that we're running from this. This is unsurprising, and we're probably at this point able to drop our military wages back down to even. I don't necessarily want to drop it all the way down, but down to even would probably be okay. Now that we do have our diplomatic pact with Britain. So that seems good for the moment. No problem there. We're going to finish up railways and chemical plants in 4 weeks. Arms industries do take a while to build. There's no doubt about that. And we're running a small deficit right now. I would like to bump up our construction in Kansai up to the full 15. That would be awfully nice. But unfortunately, we can't handle it with our current economy. It's not going to be an option. We are working on dynamite, and that will reduce our nitroglycerin mortality rate. That would be good. We'd be very happy about that. But we also need to be working heavily on our tech, right? We've got Napoleonic warfare being worked on. We could certainly go for things like shell guns or percussion caps. Or even general staff. General staff is probably the way to go. So we'll get that queued up. That'll be fine for now. And these arms industries, they're going to be done soon enough. We absolutely are going to need to deal with our small arms input goods shortage, and that will happen, and that'll happen fairly soon. We're putting quite a lot of construction resources into it for the time being. So that's all fine. Looking again at the larger world, we need to be asking, when are we going to be going after territory, right? When are we going to get aggressive? We're absolutely working towards that. We're just not quite there yet economically. Empiricism has just been unlocked, giving us max education institution investment. That also unlocks public schools, which would be really good for us. We should definitely check into seeing if we can get that. We can't currently. Okay, well, at least religious schools would be really good. What do we need for that? We must not have enacted total separation, state atheism, or serfdom. So we have to get off of serfdom. Okay. So that requires getting off of largely traditionalism, which itself requires a movement. Okay. So we just need a movement on that. Knowledge of currency standards is currently spreading to us. That's good. We like that. And the question is, how long on our arms industries? 11 weeks currently. Now, what are our current production methods in our arms industries? We could go down to cannons, and that's probably not worthwhile right now. We don't actually utilize any artillery. Although we could. That would actually be a good thing to do. So we could consider no bicycle messengers for the moment. Yeah, none of this going on. We can absolutely go down to cannon artillery, and then we can, in our arms industries, we can go down to cannons. That will reduce our arms productions, and it will be painful. We're now running an artillery shortage as well. But these arms industries here, they're all going to be working towards both of those. That'll also boost up our power projection, which is important. We absolutely do need to get our power projection a bit up here, and we'll definitely be pivoting a little bit that way now that we have some amount of construction. So that's good. We're trying to both industrialize and become a military powerhouse at the same time, right? And that's difficult. It's hard to do that. No doubt about that. We're seeing our GDP continue to increase, and that's very, very solid. But we do need to get these government administrations done. Now, we don't have any additional pages here. We've only got 34 weeks in our construction queue right now. That is a good sign. Yes, we're running a deficit right now, but that will go away very soon. Just completing these arms industries is going to be a big swing on that. Absolutely. But we're not going to see any swing until these input goods shortages go away, right? So we're getting, what, 10 per arms industry? 15 per level. Okay. This isn't bad. We'll be okay then. That's not an issue. We don't need any additional arms industries over what we've already got queued up. Will we for small arms, though? Maybe. So what is our total cap on small arms here? 15 per level as well. So this is going to be like, what, 60 per level? Or 60 overall, I mean? Yeah, it's going to be 60 overall. So that'll be enough to get us off of input goods shortage at any rate. And we'll call that good enough for now. That'll be fine. So these arms industries are going to finish up in 2 weeks. We've got a bunch of government administrations queued up here, and we might need more at this point. Let's sort by taxation capacity. We know that these are 50 each. I'm going to put these in at the end of the list. So, Kyushu. Yeah, you're fully employed. Okay. So we need 4 here. In Tohoku, we're going to need 3. In Chugoku, we're going to need 2. In Kanto, we're going to need 6. In Chubu, we're going to need, let's see, we have 4 right now, which is 200. So that's 300, 350. Beautiful. So we know we're going to need plus 8 in total in Kansai. So what does that put us at for our construction queue? 61 weeks. We are back to 2 pages. Unsurprising. Very unsurprising. We also probably need a railway here, yes, in Chubu. Now, we see one going into Hokkaido. That is a private construction, and to be honest, it's not very useful. We're not getting any migration in here yet. Okay. We do have gold fields here in Hokkaido, and they're just not fully manned, right? We have a lack of people in Hokkaido. That's our main problem here. We just don't have enough people in this railway. So we absolutely need to work on that. But our biggest problem right now is this 52.5K in unrealized taxes. We're absolutely going to be getting a huge amount of that. We're still running a small deficit here, which is unsurprising. So small arms are still considered expensive. Okay. I'm not shocked about that. I knew that we would have enough here to prevent it from being a input goods shortage. But I'm not shocked that we need more. I'm going to put in 2 additional. So we're at 60 right now. That's going to give us another 30. So that'll put us at 90 out of 100. A little bit over. A little bit over. So that'll be good. That will deal with our price issues while not tying up too much of our construction. Although I did expect our finances to be in a slightly better position here. Very slightly, to be sure, but a slightly better position. That said, we have a lot in our investment pool. 1.05 million in our investment pool there. It'd be cool if there was a way to, like, remove from your investment pool at a penalty. So, like, you have to give up, like, 40% of it, but you could draw out, like, say, 600,000, and it would cost you 1 million. Something along the lines of that. That would be an interesting thing there. A little bit more interactive with the investment pool, because currently there's very little interaction with it, right? They'll start pulling out of it again once this railway starts building if this motor industry isn't done first. But for now, that's not really a thing that we can do, right? Russia's still domineering towards us, but with Britain on our side, there's not very much that Russia can do about it. So that's really, really good. I'm very pleased about our diplomatic situation right now. We're going to be finishing our railway in Chubu in 4 weeks here, and I'd really like to be working on construction. Do we sack our military wages here? I think we do. I think we do. I think that we're in a relatively safe position militarily right now. So we're going to finish our railway in Chubu here. That'll bring up our market access there. Perfect. And these 2 arms industries, they're 14 weeks out. Yeah, it's going to be a little while. No doubt about that. And to be honest, we're not going to be called into many things against, or rather with Great Britain here, because not a lot of people are going to declare on them. I don't know if we'll even get called into their rebellions. We might, but I don't know if we will. That'll be interesting to find out. So we're definitely seeing our amount of unrealized taxes here going down. That's very good. Very, very good. About a year in our construction queue right now. To be clear, that's going to be changing. The price of paper and wood. Yeah, I'm not surprised with the amount of government administrations and universities we've built of late. So let's get a couple of logging camps in Kansai. Yeah, I see that there's one being queued up here. That's fine. We're also going to get a couple of additional paper mills, also in Kansai. I'm going to build 3. So it'll be something kind of like this. We're kind of putting on hold our government administrations until these 2 logging camps are done. The 2 logging camps will be working on feeding the 3 paper mills. Although, I think that they will be able to feed the 3 paper mills. That should be fine. And our arms industries are going to be finishing up relatively soon as well, so that's good. That'll drop the cost of small arms, and that will pretty dramatically change our goods for military buildings cost, although it has come down a lot. No doubt about that. We're still going to want to drive down the price of small arms. How is that price of paper, actually? It is creeping upwards. Okay. Well, let's get that under control. Let's get that paper dealt with. That'll be fine. I would really like to be turning a profit very soon here. That would be very good. Sadly, it's currently not happening. And yes, I know that our standard of living keeps on ticking downward. We are above the average minimum expected, but it does need work. No doubt about that. How are things looking in Hokkaido? Okay, that's actually come up quite a bit on the pop growth. I like it. That's good. Hokkaido really does need more people, and we'd love to get people migrating there. But honestly, with the crushing taxes that we've got right now, probably not going to happen externally, to be honest. It's just the way of things. So that's fine. We're going to be getting additional paper done here in about 11 weeks. And our arms industries are going to be done in 3 weeks. We can already see that our small arms are no longer considered expensive. So that's great. We're also saving some decent amounts of money, but we are paying about 3K in interest now. So that's a little bit rough. We definitely want to pay that down. No doubt about that. The creeping price of paper is what's causing us to stay low right now, because we're currently paying like 51.2K on paper, right? And as we build more government administrations, yes, we get the taxes, but that also drives up the cost of paper. So we really do need to get our paper price down in order to really reap the benefits from these government administrations. That'll be fine. We're not seeing any increased costs of wood right now. That's very good. And our paper mills are going to be done in 4 weeks. Austria is damaging relations against us. Now, Britain is protecting us. And Austria can't really fight Britain. We're still going to improve relations with them. I do not want them to be doing shenaniganery. So that'll be fine for now. And of course, as long as Russia is cordial, I'm pretty sure they can't declare war on us. So it's fine. We're completely happy to have a defensive pact with Britain for right now. Diplomatically, that's all we need at this moment, is that simple thing. That single, simple thing. We're about to start turning a profit here now that we got those paper mills done. Beautiful. And we can see that the price of paper is starting to decline. Now, the overall price of paper, we probably should reduce this further, to be honest. So let's build ourselves a couple more in Kansai for right now. We'll get those started. I'm only going to be doing 2. And then I think I'll queue up 2 additional, also here in Kansai. So that's going to be in our capital. So here I do want to get another 2, but I'm going to queue these up. Where are we? Paper mills. Here we go. I'm going to queue those up at the end of the queue rather than at the beginning. So that'll be fine. And hopefully that'll do the trick. Wood is expensive. I'm not shocked about that one at all. Let's max out our wood production in Kansai, and let's also get 2 additional going in Kanto. Yeah, that'll be okay. We'll let those finish up. That won't take very long at all. We're working on paying down our debt and getting this interest back. We're paying about 3K per week in interest right now, and we would absolutely love to not be paying that in interest. So we're going to pay that down. And these additional government administrations are going to definitely hurt the price of paper more. That's for sure. I want to get these 2 done first, though. Let's get those done, and then we'll work on these paper mills. By the time that's all done, all of these logging camps will be done, and this way we'll be working more consistently on our government administrations. I definitely want to get those done. I saw a 19K there, and I like that. But we really do need to be paying off our debt. We're letting our income rise for the moment. I'm very tempted to build more construction, but we are not in a position to do that. However, we do need a railway in Kansai. So let's get that going. That will absolutely be wonderful. And how are we doing on our power projection? 187. Yeah, that's because we currently have our military wages at 0, right? So that's going to be very painful to our power projection. No doubt about that. We can get a 40% swing on it. So that's definitely something we're going to be interested in doing very, very soon. We're not quite there yet, though. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, our delicate balancing act on our economy here is really, really close to over. We're almost hitting critical mass here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will be seeing you all next time. I don't usually throw a B in there. That felt weird. I will be seeing you all? That feels more like a command. I'm not commanding anybody.